Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hi, I'm Maureen Akers. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Let's jump to today's question. Gary, I'm an active duty military. If I'm injured while on duty or not, can I see a civilian doctor so I don't get put on profile?
That is an age-old question here in dealing with the Army that I've heard for, well, almost 35 years. So, yes, you can do that. I think it's always wise to still be involved with the military providers, and because if something doesn't seem like it's a big deal at first, it might just linger and become a problem, and it's always better just to kind of keep them involved. Now, if they're not addressing issues, that's when I see it sometimes where people need to maybe seek a second opinion or try and get outside of the TRICARE situation. That's sometimes possible for therapy or those kind of remedies that maybe the primary care physician isn't sending them to treat. Okay. So you can, and I know a lot of times people don't want to be on profile, of course, because it impacts careers and moves and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's something people talk about a good bit. Yeah,
okay. So if I get treated with the Army, do I have to pay them back?
Yeah, now, so that's kind of when you get into my arena, which is, compensation for injury done, and if you are collecting from a third party who might be responsible, or even, Maureen, your own insurance company, for medical payment coverage under your policy or some other health care provider. So the question is, do you have to pay back the Army? Yes, if you collect from a third party. The good news is, now here's something most lawyers probably won't tell you, but if the lawyer collects money for the JAG office or for the Army, then there's no fee charged on that. So that is paid first, and then anything over and above that would be for pain and suffering. But so it does need to be dealt with. It can't be ignored. And it's the same with ERISA plans, employer health care plans. These are just things that we can't ignore. They have to kind of be dealt with. And so, and the JAG office on post is good to work with. And honestly, when it's a bad situation, maybe not enough to pay back and let the soldier recover or the dependent recover, they're pretty good about waiving them sometimes or reducing them. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's a lot to the question, but we can't ignore them. And we do work with them, and you do have to pay them back, or at least deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And more information on your website, right, Gary?
Absolutely. GaryBruceLaw.com. There's all kinds of stuff written on this.
Thank you, Gary. See you on the next Legal Break.